Hello, everybody. And look at that. The snow is starting. It's the Christmas episode. Welcome to the Heed Army podcast. We've got a fantastic show for you tonight. We've got Mark Carruthers joining us, and also he's going to be doing a quiz like he did at the talk-in. That was fantastic last week. I'll get rid of this snow because it's a little bit cold. And before we go any further, I'd just like to say a massive thank you to our sponsors, Northern Print Solutions, who have just renewed on Friday evening their sponsorship of the Heed Army podcast. It's over 10 years now they've helped us to be able to broadcast and bring you the commentaries and every show that we've done, whether it was on Spreaker or on here. So we'd like to say a massive thank you. Please do interact with them, subscribe to their social media on all their social media platforms, NPS Gateshead on Twitter, and of course to our friends Patrick as well for their support as well with the podcast. But it leaves us to introduce everybody here that's with us. We've got a full house. There we go.
Hey.
And, we've got two Christmas jumpers there. Me and Mickey have let the side down, but beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Fully interactive as ever. We've got a few people have already sent the messages in already. Sandra Farnfield has put all alone. Am I think he's just a little bit premature there with his message. Keep sending them in. We're going to be talking to Luke Walsh as well, Halifax fan. He'll be on in about 5 minutes. Of course, I asked him before the game, so you got to talk to him. Wasn't the greatest, but look, the FA Trophy was a good result through the week, and we're still sat in the playoffs. Results went our way on the later in the afternoon on Saturday, so it's not all doom and gloom. Just you can't win them all, can you? But of course, as in the second half of the show, Mark's going to be doing a great quiz with us. If you went the talk-in on Tuesday night, we'll quickly talk about that Thursday night even. Rob Elliott and Louis Story were at Gateshead Bowling Club with the Gateshead Soul for the talk-in. Mark, a very honest conversation from both of the coaches.
Yeah, I think if anyone had any doubts about how they view the job or how they see things progressing, they were probably swept away a little bit by what was said on Thursday night. Some very open and honest answers. Clearly both very passionate about the club. I think although there was sort of a hesitancy about the interim thing, they left nobody in doubt that they would love the job full time.
Yeah.
And most of all, they've got a philosophy that they want to put in place. I think although Saturday wasn't the greatest day for them, you've sort of seen that there is a difference between the way the previous management team played, just a little tweaks here and there. And it was a great night. Some great questions asked by people in the audience, and I'm sure it's something the club will try to do a bit more.
Definitely. And I actually have a message from the Gateshead Soul, just putting up a few messages. Christmas Story saying lovely Christmas jumpers. I'll just get this message from the Gateshead Soul. There is in a breakfast with Santa, I believe. I'll just quickly get the details. And 1 second.
Is Mickey Santa?
I don't believe he is.
Santa.
Yeah. So there is going to be 1 second. I have the details here. It's breakfast for Santa at Bensham Grove Community Centre on Saturday the 23rd between 9:30 and 11. Free breakfast and crafting and games party and meet Santa. So if you want to get down to Bensham Grove, bottom of Bensham Bank, just at the end of Salter Road, and get yourself down there, and as I say, let the kids meet Santa, a little bit of crafting, a little bit of breakfast. Say they're doing fantastic things, and we obviously want to work closer with the Soul and the foundation. So the foundation are doing that on Saturday. So we'll read that out again later on. But that is breakfast with Santa at Bensham Grove Community Centre, and there's lots of parking there. So don't worry, you'll be able to get parked at 9:30 till 11. You can have breakfast, crafting, and party games, and meet Santa. So do that if you are up for it. Right, look, messages are still flying in from everybody. Charles Woff got a lovely photo of all of us together there. He's hi lads, remember no one's safe from my big lenses in my hands.
Don't.
Don't.
I
was just going to say, can you not get a step ladder so you can just avoid getting my double chin in there? Because he gets it from a horrible angle. A beautiful photo, but just not a great angle of my lower neck appendage. Good evening all. Merry Christmas to you all as well. Yes, I'll say, of course, a bit of a Christmas episode. And we've got Vanessa as wishing everyone a happy Christmas from down south. Thank you very much. Keep them coming in. And we have another one from Mr. Luke. Hello, everyone. Merry Christmas to all. Of course, it's 7 days and the fat man will have been here. We're not talking about Steve Farnfield either. Questions for all of you. In the last 16 years, the worst Halifax game you've watched? Ooh.
All of them.
I tell you what, I'll start with mine. It would have been the game when we played Halifax when Neil Aspin was in charge. It was not saying that it was anything to do with Neil Aspin. It was just a lackluster, horrible game, and it dragged on for me, that one. But there is many to talk about.
Last season's home game, it was like went Tuesday night late on in the season, wasn't it? 0-0. It was cold. It was a horrible game of football. Yeah, that's I mean, many stand out, but that's one of them, isn't it? Ugh.
What was the one when they went down to 10 men quite early, and then Sean Tooten scored a hat trick? I'm sure it finished 4-1.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a Saturday game. I think it might have been one of Crosby's last games in charge.
Yeah, that was horrendous. I remember that. Yeah,
aye, that was
was horrific, actually. Yeah. We're meant to be all positive and nice on this show, not bringing up bad memories.
Obviously, I think it's Stephanie's Gateshead FC stats on Twitter. She said it was 28 years in the league, and Mark made a point. Obviously, we've never beat this incarnation of FC Halifax.
Is that right? 28 years
in the league, and it was it 19? Was it 99 or 2000 when we beat them at the Shea? There's Paul Brace.
2-0 away in the FA Cup, wasn't it?
Tony Hall and Paul Dalton were the goals, and it was Paul Bracewell's last game in charge, wasn't it?
They were a football league. They were a football league team at the time.
They were rock bottom at the time as well. We played them at the right time.
I think that was on around my 5th birthday. That one.
Yeah. Because I was going to say one of the worst ones I'd seen was in the 90s, I think, and the pitch was bone hard. It should have been called off. We had a man sent off and got beat 3-0. Kawamia scored a couple that day.
I was at that game, Mickey. Yeah. I remember that one.
Oh, yeah.
Terrible. Listen, we've got to have some positives. The positive was that we probably won't play Halifax again this season. That's got to be the positive.
Well, yeah, that's so it'll be a 29-year wait, but as long as 29 years of hurt, we'll get it over the line.
Yeah, we don't want to get in the playoffs with them.
Well, we don't. He's tempting fate there. Liv has put Poppy and Tabitha say hi. We'll say hello to the Waldens. And we've got some more here. Let's have a little look. Charles Waff has put, I think you should worry more if I get the shot of the colourful shoes you had on. Yeah. What are you thinking? that was just that was a bit of a faux pas.
Were those your Crocs? Yeah, not your Crocs. Oh, he's got them on.
I've got them on.
Multicolored ones.
People aren't ready for this. Oh, my
I forgot to change my shoes when I left the house. I was meant to put my trainers on, and I got to the game and I was like, "Oh no, perfect weather. Have Crocs on with the wind howling through you."
Well, I think you should burn them. They didn't bring any luck, so get them burned.
I mean, talking about the wind, I mean it really got up, didn't it, in the second half? I mean, the ball was. I mean, I think I said in commentary the ball was up there like a paper bag, and with one of the clearances, it just seemed to stop and then swirl around and come down.
Pitch looked heavy as well. I thought pitch looked so. My concern about the pitch is it's only going to deteriorate. I'm just worried come January, February. With the amount of pressure it's getting on the pitch. I mean, they do a great job. Don't get us wrong, but it's still you kind of prevent it deteriorating. And
we have had extreme weather. A lot of water and snow went through it, and it's
almost trying to overcompensate.
It won't be the worst pitch in the league.
No.
Some in the football league that'll be a lot worse as well. But yeah, it's just what we have to contend with, isn't it? The most noise out of the crowd at Halifax game was last season. It was a collective ooh when we all sat down on frozen seats.
So God.
It was.
Can we have any suggestions? By the way, how would you get rid of curses? I was going to Google it, and I can't do it on my work's laptop because I might get pulled for that. But I'm just wondering, how would you get rid of curses? It feels like one, doesn't it?
All of a sudden, searching how to make a real voodoo doll. Maybe there's something you need to tell her.
Where's Luke?
You've got to get a holy man to pee in every corner of the stadium.
or Barry Fry. That's what he.
Will Mickey do? Will that do?
I don't know. Funny enough, we were talking about this before we came on air. Former Gateshead loanee Luke Armstrong will join Carlisle United in January. Nice to see him making a step up. Obviously, I know Carlisle are struggling at the moment, but they still score goals, and I think adding him to the ranks will definitely boost the chances of picking up some points.
Well, he was due to go to Wrexham, wasn't he? But it all spectacularly fell through in the last sort of hour of the transfer window the last time. So, anyway, Carlisle, good luck to him.
I'm asking Santa for a goal against Halifax in 24 and a win in 2030. At least he's being realistic. He's being realistic.
It's getting ridiculous, isn't it?
We've lost Mickey. I don't know what's happened, but I'm sure he'll be back. But also as well, Tuesday night, I mean, we talked about the Saturday was, one that we want to forget and move on from. But Tuesday night, what a result. I mean, I was feeling under the weather, so I fell asleep when the game was on, and then I woke up and I was like, whoa, I seen the score when we were 1-0 half time. I was like, get in, and then it just went crazy in the second half. But yeah, it's what a result to get through, and what a place to go and tank a team 5-1.
I remember speaking earlier in the season to Ian Watson, and he said he thought Rochdale were one of the best sides in the league. And then Rob was equally as effusive in his praise of Rochdale ahead of the game. So I don't think you can underestimate how big a result that is, especially when he made changes. I probably wasn't the only one, and I know Paul Dixon was the same when I read the team out to him, where it was like, oh, okay. Like, obviously made some changes I think people maybe didn't expect.
Yeah.
And the lads have come in and done a job. So it's a good one to keep the trophy run going. Obviously a home draw in the next round against a team from a lower level. Not that you're sort of looking beyond them, because you can't.
Yeah, because they dispatched of Woking in the previous round, so they're not going to be any pushovers. Yeah. But
money will come in handy as well for winning, each round as well.
As I say, every little helps. But yeah, I think that, obviously the result on Saturday, it's a bit of a gut, but we move forward. But I think that was a massive shot in the arm midweek, the result, especially the caliber of the team that we played. But without the players that we've had missing as well. I mean, Greg Ollie looks like he's out for 3, maybe 4 months. I think it's a little bit less for Tinkler around about the same time. But there's 2 influential players, 2 rocks of our side, the skewer and the kebab, as it were, for us at Gateshead. They're missing, and they stepped up and they proved they can do it. That's wipe Halifax out the way to who do we know, but we've proved we can do it against some of the top teams. So long may it continue. Just got to keep that enthusiasm up. And when Rob and Louis were talking on Thursday night, it'd be hard not to be G'd up by them, because I think you believe in what they say, much like Mike, but Rob says it in a different way, albeit it's the same message. But it's I think they'll pick the lads up. They'll look at what they did wrong and what they can improve on.
Well, they always seem to bounce back from defeats, don't they? It's not very often we're going to run a 3 or 4 defeats. I mean, if we do, what Warlock's like, Twitter will just melt down.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to send the world into meltdown anyway here. We've got a Halifax fan with us, Mr.
Why are you doing this?
What are we doing?
Not as good as you. Not as good as you.
Merry Christmas, you little get.
Yeah, I would say Merry Christmas, but it's probably not been a Merry Christmas so far with that result. You are. I'm going to be honest. I was very disappointed with you guys.
It's been great having you on.
Yes.
You caught us on a good day, mate, and fair due to Halifax, have done the due diligence. We couldn't break you down. We were just playing in front of you.
I just think you played right into our hands, because you're very stubborn, aren't you, at where you play. You'll always play slow build-up possession style of football. And when it works, I can see your fans like, we don't care how we play as long as we win matches. But, you know, when the pitch, how I saw it, the pitch conditions didn't suit that style of play on Saturday. And also what we did is we didn't fall for what you were trying to do. You wanted us to come and press you, I thought. And then if we pressed you, you could then, you know, catch us on the break. And we weren't doing that. We were just sitting tightly defensively. And to be honest, if it wasn't for that wonder goal, it could have easily been like a 0-0, to be honest, again, because it was a game with no chances prior to that. It was just...
I mean, the two finishes were, you know, they were perfect, weren't they?
Yeah.
And the first one was like a worldie, but the second one was just pure skill, the way he put that in. And it wouldn't have went in any other place in the back of the net the way where he put it. But during the game, it just felt like we were never going to get back into it.
Yeah. No, well, I just see it as because we're just very good defensively, and you know, teams like yourselves, like we don't fall for we're better than you, for example, where we just come and press you and try to keep a lot of the football. We respected you and we basically defended well, and then caught you out on the break, and that's basically what happened. You know, how I saw it was a very poor game. You know, if for TNT, I still think apart from the two goals, excluding those two goals. Overall, it was a very poor game. Not many chances at all for either side. I think a few of your key players you could tell just didn't turn up, and you had 1 or 2 chances. But for me, I don't know. You could tell you guys didn't turn up, but I could just tell your fans must have been mental when you were like 1-0 down and still fiddling about with it at the back.
Luke, you did a job on us, and we've also got to learn from that as well, because you won't be the only team who comes up and plays the way you did. You know, you played extremely well. You were tight. You kept it tight. Didn't let us through. We couldn't break you down.
The number of times when we did get into the final third, your back four turned into a back five, and it was just flat, and there was just no movement from it. No one got sucked out of position, and we couldn't get in behind. So yeah, it was a masterclass in how to shut us down. But I'm sure the club will be wanting to move forward with that. But on a lighter note, you got knocked out the trophy, and
you come back to Well, I'm going to be honest. I said this before the game. I'm not bothered. It might sound salty, but we've won it now. We've won it twice. Unlike you guys, you know. No, but on a serious note, you know, we've won it now. How I see this season is we need to focus on getting into those playoffs. Because you think last season, the FA Trophy, I think, overshadowed, you know, and covered a lot of the cracks of quite a mediocre season that were quite poor compared to the previous couple that we'd had under Wild. Where this season now, how I see it is we need to be in that playoff race and solidify ourselves in the playoffs, because, you know, I'd like to think if we go next time we go to Wembley, it'll be in a playoff final and not an FA Trophy. And I think
not against us. No.
Yeah. Oh, I'd love it. But from a perspective of like going into us as playoffs, you know, if you've got an FA Trophy campaign, players are going to get injured. It's guaranteed. You're going to wreck our pitch even more, because our pitch isn't... I know I'm taking the mick out of your pitch, but our pitch is a lot worse than that during the winter months. That's going to get wrecked more, because it's going to be played on more travelling. For me, I just don't think it's worth it. And overall, I don't think the money's that good, because on paper, the recruitment in the summer from us wasn't like you could tell that FA Trophy money's gone there. It just felt like it was particularly changed since we won that competition.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking about this. Obviously, you're a lot younger than us, and you've never experienced being beaten by Gateshead.
No.
Yet we support Gateshead, and we've all been beaten by Gateshead. There's been so many times when we've been winning and we threw it away, and you still haven't experienced it. It's you have to experience it next year. We have to beat you. You need to know what it's like.
Have to.
You haven't scored against us since you got promoted.
Oh God!
I've never seen the side. Yeah, I've generally never seen the side where you go 17 games without being beaten to them.
Look how cold was it in the away end?
Oh God, it was colder than last season. Let's put it this way.
Good. Deserved it, you little git.
Yeah, there's no need. But yeah, I turned up and I was full of cold. I've been out with my mates the night before, and we turned up, and I was like, yeah, just very, very tired.
What am I doing here?
Pardon?
Hungover.
Yeah, maybe kind of, but yeah, I just turned up. I just turned up, and I was just very tired, to be honest. And yeah, it was when the wind were blowing in my face, so I feel like
Yeah.
get the 3
That's
points.
bracing, man. That makes you feel better.
I thought it was gonna, but it didn't, to be honest. Well, it did when we started scoring goals. Anyway.
That's what I was going to say. Once the goals started going in,
Mhm.
but as I say, thank you for coming on, rub it in.
Luke, I'm sick of getting beat off Halifax. Everything you do is really good, mate. Just keep doing what you're doing. That's all I can say.
Yeah.
I love having you on.
Lad, really.
Absolutely. You're a good lad.
You know what will happen? We'll have you on before the playoff final at Wembley, so we'll speak to you.
I can tell you this now.
I'm crucifying you.
I've not even been this bad, but the time that you beat us, you guys will not let it go. That the one time you'll get me
exactly. Aye.
Well, Steve Farnfield still. We've got a video of when we last beat you. There, and the commentator was crying to his mic. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, personally.
Mickey, I think we need to have some sacrifice to appease the gods so we can beat Halifax. Any suggestions?
I think we need young Luke.
That sounds quite good.
The Angel of the North.
I'm joking, Luke. Honest,
as I say, well, look, if we meet each other in the playoffs, it'd be a pleasure to have you back on again.
Yeah, it will. And it'd be a pleasure to play you as well.
Yeah. Oh, what a swing!
It would.
Get off.
Anyway, thanks for having me on, lads.
No,
you've got to give it to take it. So
cheers, Luke.
Cheers, lads.
All the best.
Merry Christmas.
Have a great Christmas.
Yeah, Merry Christmas.
Yeah, have a great Christmas.
Good luck to Gateshead. Right.
What a smug git.
Nice. You would be when you've won, though, wouldn't you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean,
he's the same when we beat Southend, and I was on the Custard Splat podcast. I was quite smug, I must admit.
Yeah.
I mean, the day we'll beat them, we will rub it in. We'll make sure we get them on for the entire hour.
We've got a message here. Liv's loving the new Patrick clothing. Well, if she loves that,
Give it is. It's a new Patrick clothing look.
Yeah. That's Patrick the reindeer. There is potentially some super stuff coming. So keep your eyes peeled. Fingers crossed it comes. We've seen some amazing designs, and I think nearly everybody in Gateshead will be wearing it. I'll tell you. So
let's just hope they get the sizes.
Oh well, let's hope the fun. I'll make you have to cut down on the Christmas pudding.
To get in Patrick sizes, I'm gonna have to become bloody bulimic.
I think we are. You have to. Before we go any further forward as well, a little bit of Lone Watch. Aidan Rutledge, though, set the world on fire down at Scott. Even their Twitter account was saying he's some baller. And his goals were proper strikers' goals as well. I was saying to Mark before he joined us, before we went on air, they were nice confidence boosting goals then, weren't they? It's always nice to score a worldie, but they were proper strikers' goals in the box and doing business.
Took them well, didn't he? Yeah. One was a nice header, a nice def header at the end as well. It was nicely placed.
Yeah.
It's exactly what he's there for.
Yeah, as we said it loads of times. Obviously, when we've got players on loan, it's nice when it works out for both parties. We get the best out of the player, and we get the player's progression. Vice versa, So
no surprise, Scarborough fans were saying, "Get the checkbook out. Let's get them bought and stuff." So
8 million. They have to get the McCain sponsorship back. So
some chips.
Yeah, they used to be McCain Stadium, didn't it? It's Scarborough.
Did I? It used to be called Seymour Road years ago.
So does that mean now they're going to have to sell Flamingo Land?
Oh yeah, I forgot that. It's a Flamingo Land Stadium, isn't it?
It is.
Oh, that's right. It is. Aye.
Yeah. Mr. Luke said he'd be 50 when we win against Halifax. I think I've got a chance of that, to be honest.
Yes.
Well, can you imagine that? Steve Farnfield being positive. Everybody just mark this in your calendar. This was the date it happened.
No, Davey, I just got a message from his account's been hacked.
Oh,
it's sorry. No, it doesn't do positivity. Sorry.
Josh says, I can't believe Mickey forgot to smile in Charlie's picture.
You had a face of thunder. I mean, it was pretty poor. It was 2-0. Come on.
You see the company I had.
You cheeky bugger.
I tell you what, though, Steely. I mean, we were sitting there watching that game. We're thinking, it's like bloody paint dry in this.
It was. We could almost script it. We could almost see where it was going.
Steve Fonfield being positive, it's a Christmas miracle. Also on the loan watch, a former Gateshead loanee made his first team debut in Europe, nonetheless. Philip Marshall, amazing stuff. And what a record we've got.
Wow.
Yeah, he played in the 1-1 draw away to a foreign team. Which I think Mark wouldn't even dare try pronouncing it, so I'm not going to. But
Aston Villa.
Oh, well played. Well,
not even do it phonetically. I've never seen the team who they're playing. Can we not even do it phonetically? Or
no.
Genuinely.
Patrick should reopen the leisure centre so that they can at least have a chance of getting into their sizes. So there we go. So Mickey, that's what's going to happen. Well, we're going to do the quiz very, very shortly. If you want to take part at home, what I'm going to ask the lads to do, though, and I'm going to do it as well, is put your screen on full screen on your devices that you're on, so we can't see any comments or anything, in case but people can play along at home. And we'll do that. But just before we do that, we'll play a little advert out. We'd love you to follow us on social media. So we'll be back after this, and we'll be doing the quiz with the quiz master, Mark.
Woo!
The quizmaster has disappeared, but just before we bring him back, apparently he has been hacked. I've got us winning the trophy, so he has been hacked, Mr. Farnfield. We had a question: whatever happened to Brad James? I know he went to Hartlepool, but since then never heard of him anymore. He had a bad injury, and I don't know if he got released at the end of the summer or if he was fit. Do you know anything on that, Mark?
Well, I was busy getting another bottle of beer, so I don't know.
What happened to Brad James? I know he had that injury, didn't he? And
I don't know. I think he's still there. I think he's got another year. Could be wrong though.
Yeah, still at Middlesbrough. So you never know. You might see him getting the chance somewhere. But right, we'll get on for the quiz, and I'll let Mark take over.
Right. So there are 5 sections, 5 questions in each section. What we'll do is we'll do 5 questions in a round, then we'll go through, do the answers, and then move on to the next round. Each round has a different subject. So the first one is Gateshead so far this season. Okay, so I hope you've been watching, otherwise this is going to be very difficult.
Yeah.
If not, then, well, you're knackered, basically. Right, first question. Gateshead opened their season with a 2-2 home draw against Boreham Wood. Marcus Denanga scored the first goal, but who got Gateshead's second goal that day? So Gateshead's 2-2 home draw on the first day of the season. Marcus Denanga opened the scoring, but who got Gateshead's second goal that day? It is 1 point for each question. There are no messing around.
Stop Googling.
No, I'm tasting my margarita.
I could have cheated now. The program's in the kitchen.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas, Mark.
Right. Question 2. Gateshead's first win of the season came with a 4-2 win at Dagenham and Redbridge. 2 players scored twice that night. Who were they? And you've got to get both to get the point.
Oh, got one straight away. Who is it?
Scrooge. I'll repeat the question. Gateshead's first win of the season came with a 4-2 win at Dagenham and Redbridge. Name the 2 players that scored twice that season, that night.
You know what it is? We actually watched it as well.
We did.
And I think I've got it.
I think I've got it. I don't.
I think I've got it as well.
Question 3. Who came off the bench to score his first Heat goal in the 6-0 win at Eastleigh? Who came off the bench to score his first Heat goal in the 6-0 win at Eastleigh?
Oof.
I was there that day, and it's the hottest I've ever been at a football game. It was sweltering. Question 4. Who scored a hat-trick in Gateshead's 5-2 win in the Durham Challenge Cup tie at Dunstan? Who scored a hat-trick in Gateshead's 5-2 Durham Challenge Cup win at Dunstan, UTS?
That might be the only one I get right.
And last but not least in section 1, Joe Grayson made his first start for Gateshead in a goalless draw against which opposition? Joe Grayson made his first start for Gateshead in a goalless draw against which opposition?
Yeah, I'm stumped.
Grayson. I'm trying to think of 0-0 draws this season.
I know, I'm trying to think.
Does anyone need any questions repeated?
No.
Number 2, was it the Dagenham one?
Yes. Gateshead's first win of the season came with a 4-2 win at Dagenham Redbridge. Name the 2 Gateshead players that scored twice that night.
I'm going to tell you now, I have done horrific here.
You have to
I've
get
been
them,
shocking here, like. Yeah.
you have to get them both.
I got 1 out of 5 here.
Yeah, I've got 1 out of 5, I think.
Right. Ready for the answers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Gateshead's first game of the season was a 2-2 home draw against Boreham Wood. Marcus Anger got the first, and it was Jordan Hunter.
Oh, I got it! I got it!
I went for Greg Ollie.
Oh.
Of course he did. I remember he scored. I remember the goal now.
Gateshead's first win of the season came with a 4-2 win at Dagenham. The 2 goal scorers that night were Marcus Denanga and Luke Hannant.
Yes.
I've only got 1, so you get nothing if you only got 1.
No.
Got Hannant and Denanga.
Denanga and Wayne. Yeah.
Back in
Who came off the bench to score his first Heat goal and 6-0 win at Eastleigh was Billy Chadwick.
Hey, I've got that.
Aidan Rutledge got the hat in the 5-2 win.
Yeah, towards the end, wasn't it?
And look, I've got to be honest here. The clue is in the question because it mentions a goalless draw. And who did Gateshead score none against?
Halifax.
Fuck.
I wrote it down. I wrote Oldham, and then I realised as soon as I wrote it that it was 1-1, wasn't it, Oldham? So
it was.
I put Aldershot, and I think that was a 1-1 draw, wasn't it?
It was.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone get them all?
I don't know, but people's been chipping in theirs, so they've been putting them all in. People got them right.
Go on, just run them all through.
Yeah.
I got 3 out of 5 for that first bit.
Yeah.
I scribbled Rutledge out and put Chadwick for the hat-trick at Dunstan as well.
Well, I'll remove the comments again, and we'll get on to the next one. So I've got 3 out of 5 in the first.
I got 3 as well.
Oh well.
Did everyone get 3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Interesting. Right. Next one is around the grounds. So this is all stadium/ground related questions. First one: which EBAC Northern League club play their home games at Groundsel Park? Which EBAC Northern League club play their home games at Groundsel Park?
I've heard of it, but I'm trying to think who the hell it is.
And it'll absolutely not help anyone to let you know that I'll be there Wednesday night.
I wouldn't care. You told us where you're going to be on Saturday, and I'm like,
I'm just having a stab in the dark here, but anyway.
Question 2. Name 3 grounds other than Wembley that held FA Cup semi-finals in the 1990s. So there were 6 in total, and I want you to get 3 of them. Name 3 grounds other than Wembley that held FA Cup semi-finals in the 1990s. And if you want clues, 2 of them aren't around anymore.
Oh,
You want the question again?
no.
I've got two. I'm trying to think of a third.
One for three. Got three.
Took us all of 10 minutes to put this together, you know.
I've got three. I'm confident on two. The third
So
one.
what are the grounds
You
which
see it.
There's 6 in total, but I want 3 of them. And 2 of the 6 aren't around anymore.
Gay Meadow never held a semi-final, did it?
When I say not around, I don't mean that they've changed their name. I mean as in the grounds.
literally not there?
Question 3. Whitley Bay won their first FA Vars final on which Premier League ground? And I will take the club or the stadium name. Whitley
hope
Bay
you're-
won their first FA Vars final
I've
on
got this.
which Premier League ground?
And if
And
you
I
don't
will
know the
take-
answer, you can buy Mark's book.
Oh, that's a nice segue, isn't it?
It is. I should have really thought of that.
Yeah.
It's available from Amazon if anyone wants it. It's £11.99, I think. Or you
Order
can
it now on Prime. You'll get it for Christmas.
you can download it on Kindle. And if anyone wants a signed copy, then shut up.
It's still $11.99.
Right. Question 4. Which Northeast non-league club play their home games at the Suit Direct Stadium? Which Northeast non-league club play their games at the Suit Direct Stadium? And a clue, that is the ground's current name.
Yeah.
It's not really a clue at all, is it? It's to be a ground from the 50s called the Suit Direct Stadium. And last but not least, in round 2, what was the name of Middlesbrough's former home prior to their name to the Riverside Stadium?
Yeah, I love that ground. I liked it.
I drove past where it was. It's a housing estate now.
And I went a few times.
All the streets are named after former players and stuff, aren't
Are
they?
they?
Yeah.
With Bernie Slavin and
Cool. The Brighton Clough one's the biggest one, isn't it? Like,
What's the number? What was number 3 again, please, Mark?
Number 3 was Whitley Bay won their first ever FA Cup final on which Premier League ground? And I will take the grounds or the stadium name or the club. Everyone got something?
yeah, not doing well here. Well, anyway,
Right. So the Northern League club that plays their home games at Groundswell Park is Heaton Stannington.
it was between that and Blythe Town. I went Blythe Town.
yeah.
Well, Heaton
I can't
Stannington
wiggle.
play on Wednesday night. So I'll leave
Yeah.
that. Name 3 grounds other than Wembley that held FA Cup semi-finals in the 1990s. In no particular order: Main Road, former home of Manchester City; Villa Park;
Yeah, got Villa Park.
Hillsborough;
Yeah, got that.
Highbury, former
Yes.
home of Arsenal; Old Trafford;
Yes.
and Ellen Road.
There we
Get
go.
in.
So is that just 1 point though? If you get all 3,
Yeah.
I insist that you get all 3. If you only
Okay.
got 1 or 2, you don't get the point.
Yeah. Highbury was the one. Yeah, get in.
At Villa Park, Old Trafford, and Highbury.
Excellent.
Hillsborough, Villa Park, and Old Trafford.
Whitley Bay won their first FA Vars final on which Premier League ground? It was Villa Park. Home
Yes.
That one
I
there.
see Villa Park, but I didn't put it down.
Yeah,
I
Villa
just
Park.
left it blank.
Oh,
What did he go for anything?
No, I just put it blank. I just
Just
left
left
it
it.
blank out. So
Uh,
I just
Which Northeast non-league club play their clubs at the Suit Direct Stadium is Hartlepool United?
yes.
Oh,
Shit.
what is that? What happened to
I've
Victoria
got some
Park?
skills.
Boo.
The Millennium Stadium wasn't open in the 90s. Someone's put there.
Yeah.
The North Pole.
It was, actually, that's unlucky because that was in 2001.
Yeah.
And the last question.
Last question, sorry.
Yeah.
The name of Middlesbrough's former home prior to Riverside Stadium was Ayresome Park.
Carson Park. Yeah.
I did well in that
that's
one.
3.
I got 3 as well.
Right.
Four,
Brilliant,
I'm
David.
pulling away. I've got 4 there. I'm pulling
Oh,
away.
Take your shoes and socks off if needed, but what you got combined?
7.
6. So
Mickey,
that's 7,
what do you
6, 6.
6.
7. What? So Dave's winning.
Yeah, Dave's winning. No one's more shocked than me.
Right.
I should have put Villa Park, but never mind.
Now, this next round is on back to Gateshead, and it's Heed links. So it's all questions that have got Heed links or links between certain Gateshead. So apart from Gateshead, Greg Ollie and Billy Chadwick have both played for which EFL club? So apart from Gateshead, Billy Chadwick and Greg Ollie have both played for which EFL club?
Too easy, that one, Mark. Too easy.
You've got to think. I was trying to think of you guys here, though.
Yeah.
You would be better off saying how do you spell Ollie? You probably would have stumped us.
That would be really bad, wasn't it, with a dyslexic commentator?
Right, this one's quite easy. Robbie Tinkler, Luke Armstrong, and Brad James all joined the Heed from which club? Robbie Tinkler, Luke Armstrong, Brad James all joined the Heed on loan from which club? Question 3. It's quite a long one, this. Mike Williamson started for Newcastle United in a 1-1 draw in a Europa League quarter-final second leg game against Benfica in 2013. Rob Elliott was an unused substitute that night, and which other former Gateshead star was an unused sub as well? Mike Williamson started for Newcastle United in a 1-1 draw in a Europa League quarter-final second leg game against Benfica in 2013. Rob Elliott and which former Gateshead star were unused substitutes?
Stab in the dark, but yeah.
Next one. Apart from Gateshead, which North East non-league club connects Graham Armstrong, Kedwin Scott, and Louis Story?
Oh, the last one just put the kibosh. But
Gateshead. Which North East non-league club connects Louis Story, Graham Armstrong, and Kedwin Scott? And the last one in this round. Gateshead reached the proper rounds, as some people call them, of the FA Cup in 2021 and 2022. But which club did they face in both of those runs?
Oh, yeah.
So there was one club they faced in both runs.
They were sick of us.
We all got answers?
Yeah.
Good to go. Right, back to the start.
I'll get on to the comments.
Greg Ollie and Billy Chadwick have both appeared for Hull City.
Yep.
Yeah.
Tinks, Luke Armstrong, and Brad James all joined from Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
The unused substitute alongside Rob Elliott for Newcastle against Benfica was Adam Campbell.
Oh.
Who did you put?
It doesn't matter. Not Adam Campbell. Do you put Adam Campbell's you two?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was torn between there and Dummett. But then I was trying to work out my head 10 years ago.
Yeah. Anyway.
Apart from Gateshead, which North East non-league club connects Louis Story, Graham Armstrong, Kedwin Scott was Hebburn Town.
Yeah.
But I think Mickey was going to say Dunstan until I said Louis.
Yeah, I put Dunstan originally. Yeah.
And the last one, Gateshead reached the proper rounds of the FA Cup in 2021-22 and 2022-23. They faced Altrincham in both of those runs.
Oh.
Did anyone get 5 there?
Yes.
Oh, I've slipped. I only got 4.
Steely. What's that mean everyone's got then?
I've got 10.
Got 11.
12 to Davey, I think.
Yeah.
Is that right?
12, yeah.
Right.
It all goes wrong for me, though. I'll never win. I'll never win a quiz.
The penultimate round. These are all Christmas-based football questions.
Ooh.
You ready?
Yeah.
Now, this effectively becomes a choice between 2. Evander Snow became a Scottish Premier League champion with which club? Evander Snow became a Scottish Premier League champion with which club? And he won it twice.
Oh. Okay.
I'm going left field.
I was going left field until he said twice, and I thought,
Can I just have a redefinition on the question? Is it the Scottish Championship or the Scottish Premier League?
I mean, the fact I said Scottish Premier League twice gives that one away.
Well, it's a 50-50 one then, isn't it?
Yeah.
See, there was a one at Hearts called So.
Mm-hmm.
But
Right. Question 2. Roque Santa Cruz has earned over 100 international caps with which country? Roque Santa Cruz earned over 100 Scottish caps with which country?
Scottish caps.
Scottish caps.
Sorry, I'm on my third drink here, so
That's
not
why
Scotland.
Scottish strikers.
Roque Santa Cruz.
That's because I was reading the first question at the same time. Roque Santa Cruz earned over 100 international caps with which country? Question 3. The first manager to be given the sack by a Premier League club this season was manager of which club? The first Premier League manager to be given the sack this season was the manager of which club?
Gone blank.
I could be wrong, but I think he's the only one.
Yeah, because talking about the Forest manager going, it's a second, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Question 4. Angel Di Maria was once a £59.7 million signing for which Premier League club? Angel Di Maria was once a £59.7 million signing for which Premier League club? And your last question in this round. Elfsborg are 6-time champions of which country? Elfsborg are 6-time champions of which country? Did you like all the Christmas things in there? It was good. That one.
Very good.
Right. Anyone need one repeated?
No, I'm all good.
Roque Santa Cruz, I'm trying to think.
I just guessed. Oh, no. It's the first one I guessed it.
I know he's South American, but it's
Yeah.
Scottish?
Scottish, yeah. Sorry.
a well-known hot climate, isn't it, in Scotland? For the altitude as well.
He's being funny, but his dad's actually Scottish. Just shut up.
Oh, really?
No.
No, it's good.
No. But thanks for being so gullible, Mick.
Yeah, no, it could have been. Could have been.
Right. So, question 1. Evander Snow became a 2-time Scottish Premier League champion with which club? Was Celtic?
Yes. Got it right.
50-50. I went for the other one.
Aberdeen.
I had
Dundee.
Roque Santa Cruz has earned over 100 international caps with Paraguay.
Yes, come on. Come on.
Chile.
Have it.
The first manager to be given the sack by a Premier League club this season was Paul Heckingbottom at Sheffield United.
Former Gateshead player.
He is. Angel Di Maria was once a £59.7 million signing for Manchester United.
Yes.
And Elfsborg are 6-time champions of Sweden.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's me with 16.
Got 4 there, so I've got 14.
Can you run in totals? Was that 16, Dave?
16.
14. Mickey?
14 for me as well.
14. You've
Yours chuck away here,
Dave, yes. Yeah. Absolutely. Steaming. Oh, look, he's looking a bit smug now. Pressure's getting to him. Pressure's getting to him.
It is. Especially when I thought that was the last round. I thought I'd won.
Oh, little face.
And
One more round to go.
Final round.
Oh, Davey. Surely.
Your final round is Who Am I? So this is clues for Gateshead players. Don't say Mark Carruthers. I know where they're going there.
Yeah.
Say it. These are clues for Gateshead players in the current squad.
Current squad, yeah.
Current squad.
There are 2 or 3 clues for each one. All right. So first up, I came through the academy system at Manchester City. I had loan spells in the Netherlands and Switzerland, and I have won the FA Trophy once. I came through the academy system at Manchester City. I had loan spells in the Netherlands and Switzerland, and I've won the FA Trophy once. Oh, you can hear the cogs.
Oh, look at them two. Davy's sweating. He can't afford it, can he? He's 2 points ahead.
I think there's smoke coming out of his ears.
I
tell you what, there's not much else between those ears. So yeah.
There isn't. Earwax in hair.
Right. Question 2. I represented Northern Ireland at an under 21 level. I've played for 2 other Northeast clubs, and I scored a memorable goal for one of those clubs live on BT Sport. I played for Northern Ireland at under 21 level. I've played for 2 other Northeast clubs, and I scored a memorable goal live on BT Sport for one of them. I'm also going to say all of this is from Wikipedia.
Is that your terms and conditions getting in there, is it? Please notice.
I'll give you 10 seconds and I'm moving on. And that's only because I'm getting distracted by Birmingham against Leicester City.
Oh, what's the score there?
2-1 to Leicester.
Oh.
Actually, it was 2-1 after 15 minutes.
Oh, right,
that's why I went quiet when Luke was on, because all the goals were going in. Question 3. I once played for a Northern League club that is no longer in existence, and I won the Scottish Championship during a loan spell. I once played for a Northern League club that is no longer around, and I won the Scottish Championship during a loan spell. And that is the Scottish Championship, not Premier League.
Oh, it came to Davey there. Did you see his little light bulb moment there? Ping!
I'm thinking between 2.
Yeah. Think of who played for in the Scottish Championship.
At the moment, I think I've still got a 1 point lead.
Oh, that's mind games. Look at that.
Psyching us out.
Maybe if you want the God's honest truth, I'm still struggling on the second one. I'm racking my brains.
I can come back to them.
Second one was easy.
Right. 4. 4. I spent time on loan with Accrington Stanley and Greenock Morton, and I once set up an FA Cup goal for a player that would go on to become a Brazilian international.
Whoa.
I spent time on loan with Accrington Stanley and Greenock Morton, and I once set up an FA Cup goal for a player that would go on to become a Brazil international.
I'm very confident here, and then looking at these boys' faces, it's all.
Oh.
Hang on, I'm just going to have a little celebratory sip of my margarita.
Yeah, I hope you don't choke on it. Anyway, that's good.
He says it's apple juice, really. How it definitely.
It's been a true professional.
Aldi's best. There you go. Look at that.
Oh.
It's even got a bit of heat to it. 2 chilies.
Others are available, but if they want to get in touch and sponsor the podcast, then
yes, yeah, exactly. Oh yeah,
great choice there.
It's not bad.
Right, sorry.
Yeah.
And the last question of the entire quiz. By the way, someone has to win because I haven't got a tie-break question. So.
I think Davey's won because I've done crap in this one.
Davies, yeah, I have struggled with this. Like,
I had loan spells at Kings Lynn Town and Dartford, and I've represented my country at under 17, under 18, under 19, and under 21 level. I had loan spells at Kings Lynn Town and Dartford, and I've represented my country at under 17, 18, 19, and 21 level.
Think about
that.
There's not many that can fit that bill.
He's not called Bill.
Davy's called Bill. Bill Davy.
I've seen Kings.
That's the toughest round so far of a lot.
I'm going with a left field.
All current Gateshead players.
Yeah, I'm going left field.
Just play the wing.
Yeah, I know.
Ready. Right. Anyone need anything repeated?
too.
No, we're ready to go.
I went through the academy system at Manchester City, had loan spells in the Netherlands and Switzerland, and I've won the FA Trophy. It was Ed Francis.
Right, I've got that one.
No, didn't get it.
I went wheeling.
Yeah, he started at Manchester United.
I know, but I didn't know if he had been at Man City beforehand. As I was thinking.
Well, I had Ed Francis as well.
I represented Northern Ireland at under 21 level. Played for 2 of the Northeast clubs and scored a memorable goal for one of them live on BT Sport.
Can I answer this?
Go on then.
Carl Magny.
It is Carl Magny.
Yes.
According to Wikipedia, he got 1 cap.
Yep.
Is that right?
On Football Manager, he has been Northern Irish all the way through.
Wow. Yeah.
I once played.
If I'd wrote that down, I wouldn't have got it right.
I once played for a Northern League club that is no longer around and won the Scottish Championship during a loan spell. Was Luke Hannant.
Did you get an extra bonus point for the team it was?
Which team?
Northumbria University, wasn't it?
No, so that's a point away. It was Team Northumbria.
Mm.
You don't get it.
Yeah,
You said the team name was. Which Scottish team was it?
Sorry, it was Dundee.
It was. You don't get a point back though.
Yeah, that's what
right.
I just put any guess and I got Luke Cannon, so I'm pleased.
Jammy Bugger.
I spent time on loan. I spent time on loan with Accrington Stanley and Greenock Morton. I once set up an FA Cup goal for a player that would go on to become a Brazilian international. Was Tom Allen.
Yes.
And that goal was for Jolinton, by the way. In a win against Rochdale, just to square the circle.
And there we go.
Yeah. Square the circle.
Or circle the square, whatever the phrase is. And your last one, I had loan spells at Kingsland and Dartford and represented my country at under 17, 18, 19 and 21. That was Archie May.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't get that.
Yeah.
Norwich
being close to Kings Lynn. So
yeah.
My total was 16. Mickey?
I got 3 in that one, so
that's 17.
17, yeah.
And look at Davey. Davey, what was your final total?
Another 4, so that's 18.
Well done, Davey. Good work. Good quiz as well.
It was a
good quiz.
Very, very good quiz.
That was taxing. That was.
Well, having said that, I would have lost if Mr. Luke was here. He got 19 out of 25.
Well, we are getting the viewers involved, so well done, Mr. Luke.
Yeah, Mr. Luke, well done.
Wow.
And but damn it, was it Steve Farnfield? But damn it, Mary and Joseph let me down. Should have gone for Santa. There you go. Well, there we go. He beat us. He beat us.
One I'm most chuffed with is just scribbling Joe Grayson and going bollocks at Luke Hannant.
Joe Grayson.
Where it come from?
Joe Grayson was there.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
first off the season.
He was. Yeah.
So yeah, it's no, it's a
great for the non-league club that made us think Luke Hannant.
Entertaining.
Yeah, I was about that. Really enjoyed that. Thank you very much, Mark.
That was good. Yeah, exactly.
Just to help you a little bit, for a little bit of additional info, Ed Francis went on loan to Almere City in the Netherlands and Grasshoppers in Switzerland.
Wow.
Okay. Wow.
I didn't realize he had so much experience like that as well.
Yeah.
I'm going to say again, this is according to Wikipedia, so
yeah.
He might have a grasshopper in his room at some point or something like that. I don't know.
For everywhere. We did answer this one before there, so it's been sent again about Brad James. He's still at Middlesbrough, we believe, and had an injury at the back end of that Hartlepool game, wasn't it? I believe that after the Hartlepool game when they got promoted.
South Shields, Graham Carlton? I thought
it's the First Cloud Arena.
Yeah.
I knew it had first in it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why got me wrong.
I'm still really shocked that I did so well in the first round because I thought I only got one right. So that's where I pulled it out. But no, fantastic.
Just answer your question quickly. Brad James apparently doesn't have a club according to Transfermarkt.
Oh,
okay.
I wonder if he's still injured then. But it's nice to see him back on a football pitch one day. He did all right for us. We've got here. Why? Press the message, didn't come up. Why is there a shepherd and 3 wise men on my screen? Which one is the shepherd?
I tell you what. More importantly, which ones are the wise men? Because Jesus.
Yeah, I know.
I think more sheep than wise men, but anyway.
Who's going to York away? I will see you there. Well, that's on New Year's Day, isn't it? We're going to have a break in between Christmas and New Year. Obviously, some people spend times with the family because, kids and that's what it's all about. So we'll be doing that, and we'll come back just after New Year to talk about the Christmas period. And it's been an absolute pleasure. And we'll have a little recap in the next one about what happened in the last 12 months, because this time last year, things were just starting to turn the corner, weren't they?
They were, indeed. So I don't know if you want a quick one of predictions for Saturday?
Yes, go on. If people want to hide their predictions in, and I'll quickly read out this message before people send theirs in. You give yours. The foundation is running a breakfast with Santa at Benjamin Grove Community Centre on Saturday between 9:30 and 11. Free breakfast, crafting and party games, and obviously you get to meet the man himself, Santa, the day before he gets busy. So if you fancy that, get yourself down. It'll be absolutely fantastic. I took the kids last year to the Halloween party, and it was amazing. We couldn't do anything last year because I think we were riddled with COVID. But it's definitely worth getting down to and worth supporting, because they're putting that on for people in the community. It's not all football related. They're doing things out there for people of Gateshead, and get behind it. So there we go. So predictions, I'll let Mickey go first on the predictions.
Well, before we got into predictions, I was talking to Stevie Thornton at the game on Saturday, and he says he got that many selection boxes he had to open his sunroof to get them out.
Oh wow! Yeah, that's right. There was the collection for the Christmas selection boxes and like Christmas peripherals as well. I did see across from the cafe it was stacked a mountain high, so well done to everybody. And of course it was mentioned a few times on the tannoy as well that the assistant manager and manager of Halifax sent one up in ahead of time as well as the Gateshead squad and staff, so everyone got involved. So well done to everybody.
Well done to the foundation. They're doing absolutely amazing.
They're doing fantastic stuff. I think I might take the kids down on Saturday morning myself to get along with that. We've got it's for the kids, not for you. I'll congratulate you on Santa's night. 3-0 to the Heat on Saturday. Of course, we go down to Oldham, and they'll got confirmation of that. Yeah. So, Mickey, go on. What's your prediction?
I'm going to say 2-1 to the Heat.
Oh, can he? Ooh. I'm going 1-1. I'm going, so if there's anyone down there, which will be, so I'll say hello to them. So yeah, 1-1.
1-1. I'll go next. It's
a tough game.
Yeah, it is. I think it is going to be a tough game. They're just starting to try and turn things around, to trying to find the best under the new manager, trying to find the best formation and starting lineup.
A good win at Solihull, 3-2 on Saturday.
I'd like to see us go down there and get a win. I think it'll be a more open game than what it was on Saturday in the previous game against them.
It can't be any more closed.
I'll go 2-1 Gateshead. I'm going to see what bounce back. Mark?
12-9 to Gateshead.
12-9. Mark was watching highlights of the Ashes from this summer, so I think he might have got the.
I'll go 2-1 Gateshead.
2-1. We've got Sean Parry's win 3-1. Boiler Sports 1-0 to Gateshead. You know what it is. Dan Ward is one of the most loveliest people, and I can't say what. It's just what a nice person he is. As much as many of the Gateshead players still are. Dan Ward was very nice to the podcast and the commentary. He was on it many times, and I say hopefully he gets a bit of game time down there, because he's been hampered with injury somewhat. So hopefully under the new manager, not on Saturday, that is, not on Saturday. If you're watching Dan, I don't want you to put it on Saturday, but after that, lovely lad. But if anyone wants to get theirs in now, please do. A big thank you to all the new subscribers. There's been a bit of a bump, even in the time when we didn't have a show on, because last week I was a little bit under the weather. I had really high blood pressure. I've probably told a few people on Saturday and on Thursday, but feeling a lot better now. And yeah, just new medication. Woo! And less stress. But yeah, apologies that we didn't have a show on last week. But of course, Thursday, Mark was holding the best talking in town. So we couldn't really go up against that, could we? But if you want to send in them,
we lost.
Yeah, well, we would have lost on that one, wouldn't we? Yeah,
that would have been at the target and all anyway. Mark.
Exactly. Yeah, it would have been a glum show. One second. One second. I haven't seen this. Did anyone see that York are putting on the loan list? Would you take any of Scott Barrow, Sandy Sabiza, and Kevin Castro? No. You would. Kevin Castro didn't show enough for us, and if I'm honest, I don't think he showed enough heart when he was at Gateshead. Very talented player, and the fact that he's on the loan list at York now probably proves something similar along those lines. Yeah. He's a very talented player. I'm sure he will turn it around, but he needs probably that little kick up the backside. Scott Barrow, amazing legend. Obviously knocking 34 now. Yeah, and the way we play is maybe a little bit different to the intensity and the style of play of what we had under Scott. And the other player I know nothing about. So, yeah, I probably wouldn't take any of those at the moment. I think I'll probably look at younger talent. So bollocks to watching Nativity for the last 30 minutes. There we go. But can I just say a thank you to all three of you gentlemen? It's been like this past year has been absolutely magnificent. We've experienced a hell of a ride from going from this time last year when things were just turning around and we were hopeful of staying up at least or having a fight in it, to being in the playoffs this time and having a Wembley appearance and all of that. And it's been a pleasure to share it with both you and Davey and Mickey, and of course the commentary with Mark. It's been an absolute pleasure. And to you, everyone that's watching, it's been a joy that you have been continue to join us. We've passed 400 shows. It's been amazing, and we're not counting. I know we do put it on the actual on the advert what number it is, but we're not. It's just that's just by the by. But certain landmarks you've got to recognise. But it is just beautiful that you've all spent it with us this past year and over the last 10, 11 years, 12 years now. Thank you very much, and hopefully we can continue going the way we are and talk about everybody in Gateshead, make these players the stars that they are, give them the recognition that they deserve, and that's what we want to do. And we've got 2-1 to Gateshead, says Colin, but it's quite funny. You can tell Mark is watching the second half of Birmingham game.
I'm concentrating now because this has been terrible.
I know. Mark's got a lovely habit of nodding at the right time. It's just coincidence.
We'll test each other's brain. The last calendar year, what's been your favourite moment? And you can't mention Barnet. Going to Wembley.
You cannot mention Barnet.
Tell you what, no one's going to say Halifax.
Halifax. I tell you what, mine's more recent. And I'll go for the Dorking game because it proved that we were still able to do what we do. I know Rob doesn't really like to use the process type of thing, but process 2.0, it proved that it can still happen under this new management, and the players was very much behind it, and that was a result that.
Sorry, it's just gone 3-1 to Leicester.
Was it all right? That's more important, but no, for me, I would say the Dorking game. Yes, everything survival was fantastic, but their memories, and it's nice. But just recent times where we've just kind of proved we can stay where we are and kick on. That's what it was. That's been a good one for me. I thought that was a real bit of peace of mind, to be honest.
Yeah, similar for me. Go on, sorry.
Sorry, this is kind of a personal one, but Eastleigh away, the 6-0. I was sat at the back of the main stand at Eastleigh with all their media guys, the local papers and and such like. And I can't remember what the score was at half time. Was it 4-0 at half time, possibly?
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah.
And I was sat there, so writing out the first half of my report for the Sunday Sun, and literally all the media guys from down there were sat around us, and they were just going, "You must absolutely love this."
Yeah.
And it wasn't like you must love that you're beating us 4-0. It was you must love watching this football and reporting on this.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah. Because you know what? You do get the odd game when it is like Saturday, but generally you're going to get a team that is one working the absolute socks off for the club. And I think we can say being paid probably not as much as their rivals at other clubs.
Yeah.
But also playing a brand of football that is so far out of what the bog standard view of non-league football is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that day, Eastleigh were poor. I'm not going to get away from that.
Yeah.
But Gateshead were absolutely unbelievable that day. And hearing recognition from people from the other end of the country of the way the club plays or the way the lads played that day and the way they were set up, when even our region doesn't appreciate what on the pitch is happening at the National Stadium. I loved that. And it was just a brilliant moment. And then obviously second half went out and took the lead for 6. It was about 900 degrees. The sun was out. Even the 7-hour journey back was kind of bearable.
Yeah.
Because it was just such a high and such a brilliant performance. Can I just throw a spanner in the works though as well?
Mm-hmm.
My worst experience of the year was Wembley Saturday night, being in a room with Dave.
was it not Sunday morning when we woke up? Can I just add on a little second, Mark? Just obviously touching on something that Rob Elliott said, that football's full of ups and downs, and at the moment, Gateshead fans should be very much enjoying what we have now.
Yeah.
We've been. I'm going to say this is the best period I've ever been a Gateshead fan for me in 27 years now. Yeah. And it's like, wow, what is happening is special. Enjoy it, savor it, enjoy these players, because long may it continue, of course, but you never know what's around the corner. And what we're seeing in the brand of football, everyone's talking about us. Every other club, doesn't matter if it's the big ones or the small ones. Please embrace what's happening now and get behind the club. Try and drag people down. I know we say that all the time, but this is a real chance this year to put Gateshead on the map. And I know we were always trying to say that. We said that getting to Wembley, the last time was getting Gateshead on the map, but they're building on it, and these lads will run through brick walls. And there was a mention on Thursday night that Greg Ollie and Robbie Tinkler travelled down. They give up their full day to go down and support the lads and be there, because we both know the captains on the pitch. That you wouldn't argue if either of them was captain in the club, and they're both taking that role very, very seriously. They are there to be part of this, and myself and Mark have been lucky enough to talk to them, like not on camera or an interview, and these lads love the club and they epitomise everything, and they embody that on other people. And you're seeing that with the players that are at the club now, that are probably on less money than what they could be anywhere else. So please, it's not a rallying call. It's just something. Just embrace what's going on at the moment and enjoy it, because I think it's a very special thing what we've got at the minute. But that's me. That was me, Margarita, talking. But Mickey, your moment.
It was a game we all watched together. For me, was Bolton away.
Mm-hmm.
I just loved that, especially the second goal when we got the breakaway.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that just encapsulated how we have played over the last 18 months.
Yeah.
Teams are trying to pin we back and we broke away. And the amount of goals we score goals in clusters. I've never seen it. Like when we start the Conference North, that campaign, we just scored a load of goals and we just continue doing it.
Yeah.
Apart from against Halifax, of course.
Mm-hmm. And of course, as I say, we've got a Mr. Seven Chris story about what that means to the players that have been involved at the club. They're still follow Gateshead. A lot of them, I don't like. I'm not going to mention names, but players that have left, they still want to play for Gateshead. But you've got Macca and Kedwin. They went to Wembley, and just shows you what it means to them. Of course, they were there the week before, having the time of their lives, winning promotion to the league. But they were there supporting Gateshead, and I can't remember if Mark remembers, but Kedwin Scott stood waving like an idiot to us two for about 5 minutes till we noticed him. You know, like he wanted to make sure he's seen everybody, and that just encapsulates what the club means to people once they've been at the club, and that's still carrying on at the moment. So funniest moment of the year was the Solihull Moors stream. We're not going to talk about
that was hilarious.
You know what it is? The mockery come back to bite us in the backside, because when we set up for the I don't know which game it was, but we didn't have the audio going out, so we cannot mock. So yeah. Also just saying they never last minute win any.
No, we haven't. No, it's been a while.
It has.
When we put the stream on, remember? it's a nice clear night, but it's freezing.
Yeah, first thing we said, I said, "Oh, it's foggy," and then the commentator went, "It's lovely light." Well, there's something wrong right here. But Davey, what was your favourite moment of the last 12 months?
Well, I can't pick any of the above. I would have picked one or two of those, and some great results towards the end last season. Mine was quite a nondescript one. It was when we beat Wealdstone 2-1 away in January. For me, it was just that realization that we were turning the corner. We were going to sort of, go on and survive. I mean, yeah, you still had to do it on the pitch, and of course, none of what we're achieving now would have been possible if we had went down. So, yeah, we went down there. We won 2-1. It's a good performance. And we kicked on from there, really. So it was a brilliant time of it. And the worst, without doubt, my worst experience was listening about what had happened down at Wembley between you two. So yeah, that was my worst experience. Mark, you'll be writing books about this in the future.
I'm surprised this one didn't come up any earlier, but it was the hearse incident was up there. Well, we'll forget about that one.
Can everyone jump in? Can I jump in just one more? It's kind of I don't know if adversity, if you want to put it that way, but like I remember going to the stadium. I don't know, it was a day after or 2 days after Mike Busted and Belly went to MK Dons, and like that 48 hours or 72 hours was kind of it was a challenge personally. And professionally as well, because I'd forged relationships with the three of them. I'd known Busted and Belly for nearly 10 years now, and Mike got to know him obviously very well during his time at Gateshead. But going over there and watching the lads train on the Wednesday, I think it was, and having 15-20 minutes in the office with Rob talking about how things were going to go. And it was that uncertainty of going over there and not knowing how the place was going to be and leaving in a completely different mindset of, you know what, they're going to be all right.
Yeah.
Because that 10-15 minutes with Rob, when he spoke really, really candidly, and I think the piece is out there in the Sunderland Echo somewhere. And I think there might be a piece on the Chronicle somewhere that I did. It just made us realise, you know what? The right man's there. The right people are there with Mags and Louis. And as long as those three and this group are together, and you like see your Gregs and your Tinks and, even the new lads who've come in, like see Kenton Richardson's even, who hasn't been there, 2 years now?
Yeah.
As long as they're together and that core's there, the club's going to be all right. And they're going to build and they're going to build and they're going to build. And even if they don't go up this year, and even if they don't go up next year, it's still going to be a hell of a lot of fun.
Yeah, certainly is.
Wise words, Mark. Yeah.
No, it is. It's just, I would say, obviously, Mark has a better relationship with Mike Williamson and stuff. He's always, I would say, complete professional, but a lovely person. Always made his. If he was leaving a room, I went to a couple of the press conferences and the FA Cup and stuff. He made sure he said goodbye to everyone by their first name before he left the room. It was, and I think Rob is just learning that a little bit because he doesn't know everyone as much because he hasn't been at the forefront. But as I say, come over and like on Thursday and congratulate us about the 400th episode and things like that. And it just those little things you can see that they're embedded in the club. And let's not forget, Rob was around unofficially 2-3 years ago. It's not like he's new to the club and diving in at the deep end. He's been involved and been invested, on a personal level for quite a while. And to have him after listening to him on Thursday night is it does make you feel like you're in safe hands. And I know that's like a bit of a goalkeeper pun, obviously, but no, he seems to have he has it all very much like Mike. Different personalities, but very much the same ethos, and it's a beautiful thing. But lads, we've went on for an hour and 20 minutes. It's been an amazing show. I've loved every bit of it. Mark, thank you very much for the quiz.
Yeah.
Absolute belter, and I won. Woo-hoo! I thought I was going to come last. Lads,
Merry Christmas to you all, lads.
I was just about to say Merry Christmas to all ears, everyone that's watching as
Merry
well.
Christmas, everyone.
Should we raise a glass to everyone?
Well, we'll do. Raise a glass.
I've got to come
There we go. And one last thing before we go. Right, it's one of them times a year. Hey, if you know someone that's maybe single, lives by themselves, or maybe widowed or anything, send them a message. 5 minutes, just a little phone call. Just that selfless little thing can make a massive difference at Christmas. This is a time of year when, look, you can have it all, but you can have nothing. So little things, anyone you know, reach out and ask them how they're doing. Okay, that'll be the best thing to do. And have a lovely Christmas. I'll say I hope it's absolutely fantastic. I hope Santa's lovely to you all. You have a lovely Christmas dinner, and we'll be back just after the new year and enjoy the games in between. And gentlemen, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you very much indeed.
All the best, everyone, for the new year too.
Definitely.
And I'll just guys.
See you later. Bye.